Welcome to Westbrook Schools. We are so excited to have you joining us. This video today will walk you through the steps of how to register online. There are a few documentation items you will want to collect prior to starting this online registration process. Those are birth certificate or a passport, an up-to-date immunization records, and 2 proofs of residency. Example of the 2 proofs of residencies could be a driver's license with a current address, a copy of your electric or heat bills, a copy of a house mortgage or a lease or rental agreement.
To first register your student, you will want to type into a search engine Westbrook School Department to bring up the Westbrook School website. By clicking that, it will bring you to our front page of our website. You'll want to go to the Parent and Community Resources tab, where you will see right at the top Kindergarten Registration, and you will want to click on that. When you click that link, it will bring you to our online registration page to input your personal information. Anything with a red asterisk next to it, you will need to incorporate to begin this process. You will put your first name, last name, the year you're registering your student, email, and a verification. You'll want to click I am not a robot and the Begin Registration button. When you click the Begin Registration button, it will take you to a verification link that has sent the registration application to your email. You will go to your email and you will see an email such as this, where it's from Messenger, and it says, "Welcome to our online registration." When you scroll to the bottom, you will see a link to start this process. You will want to click this link, and it will bring you to the beginning of the registration process. Before you begin registering your student, we want to bring to your attention the application number in the top right corner. You will want to write this down somewhere or keep this safe so that if you have any issues during your registration process, you can call our offices and let us know by giving us your application number, and we can go right to your application and assist you from where you're stuck. As you can see, there are multiple tabs along the top. These will walk you through step by step on what information is required to register your student. Your household number will be the first piece of information you'll want to input. It could also be your cell phone number, or the most recent number that you use most often. You'll hit next and it will bring you down to your home address. This is the home address tab. When inputting your physical address, please be sure to fill in any tab with a red asterisk, also including your apartment number. Once that is filled in, you will view an address that should be identified as yours below. You will click on that and click Next. If you do not see your address there, please do not be alarmed. It just means that we have not inputted an address into our system. If you have a mailing address separate from your home address, such as a P.O. box number, you will want to unclick this button and fill out any information with a red asterisk next to it. If you need a translator or an interpreter, you will want to click Yes. Also, if you do qualify for a refugee status, you will also want to click Yes. If you do, drop-down menus will be available so you can choose your language of choice. And if you do speak English, all you have to do is click No and then move on to the next tab.
The next tab is Proof of Residency. In the Proof of Residency tab, you'll be asked to select whether you are a homeowner, a renter, or a student enrolling based on DHHS. As you can see, I have already selected homeowner. The next step is to indicate what type of proof of residency you're going to provide. The first form of proof of residency is either a mortgage, a lease, or property tax. The second type of proof of residency could be one of the following: a utility bill such as gas, electric, or water, a telephone or a cable bill, vehicle registration, or a valid driver's license. Go ahead and select the Down button and select what you're going to be providing for documentation. I'm going to go ahead and select a signed lease. The second form of documentation that I'm going to provide, again, select the down arrow, is an electric bill. Once you have selected what type of documentation you're going to provide, go ahead and click on the blue button that says Upload Proof of Residency. By selecting the button, it's going to automatically bring up your desktop. As you can see, I have already taken photos and saved the documentation to my desktop. By selecting on the lease agreement and selecting Open, it's going to automatically attach it to this online registration. Then I go ahead and I do the same step for the second documentation that I'm going to provide. And it automatically tags it. Once you're okay with this, you can go ahead and click Save to continue. As you can see at the top, we have now moved from the student primary household information to the parent and guardian.
When you're in the Parent and Guardian tab, as you can see, we have a parent listed under student registration, and you have a secondary parent or a spouse. You want to click Add New. In this part, you will want to put any information pertinent to you and your spouse. You will need to incorporate your date of birth and your gender. And you will also want to click if they do live with you in your home residency. If they don't, you'll want to unclick this button and incorporate their location or address. You can also just continue. For contact information, their phone number is required. You will want to put in an email. If you do not have an email, we highly recommend that you create one. The next button inquires about migrant workers, if you're working here temporarily or on a visa. If you're not, you will hit no, and if you are, you will hit yes. The next tab is regards to the military, and if you are under a grant for federal impact aid. If you do not qualify, please click no, hit save, and continue. And as you can see, we have both parents identified under this tab. If you're happy with this information, you will want to click Save and Continue. The Emergency Contact tab is very important. If you have an emergency, this is helpful to reach out to other family members or friends if you are unavailable. Also, it qualifies as a pickup process for our schools, which we require only those identified on the list to be allowed to pick up your child with your permission. What is required to entering an emergency contact? You will need first name, last name, gender. Once that is inputted, you'll click Next, and we require a phone number. Once that is completed, you will hit Save and Continue. Now, if you do not have an emergency contact, what you can do is you can create a new contact, input parent or a friend, and last name my for my friend, input a gender, and then input just a random number. Click Save and Continue. And this will qualify as an emergency contact placeholder because it will give you a hard stop if you do not input an emergency contact. The next tab is Other Household Members. We would like you to incorporate any other household member. How you will do that is you would add a new member, household, or child not currently enrolled by incorporating their first name, last name, date of birth, and their gender. This could also include grandparents that live in the house with you. Once you have incorporated all other household members, you'll want to click Save and Continue. On the first tab, you will want to include anything that is highlighted by an asterisk. So your student's first name, last name, their birth country, their gender, date of birth, if you are a foreign exchange student, grade enrollment, and school. And above the school is identified already which boundary school you will be enrolling in. So you will just have to copy what the boundary school is identified as. You will also need to upload a birth certificate. You will follow the same steps as you did uploading your 2 proofs of residency. You will want to click Upload Birth Certificate, go to the JPEG, open it, and click Next. On the tab of Race and Ethnicity, you will want to answer any questions that have an asterisk, and click Next.
This tab is the language survey. Here we want to gain information of what language you or your child speaks. So the first question is, what language does your child most easily speak or understand? By clicking on the box, you can see a pull down and go ahead and scroll until you find the language that applies. Then click. The second question is, what language do people use with your child daily? Go ahead and do the same. The last question here is, what language or languages does your child first speak or understand? Go ahead again, clicking on the box, pulls the menu, and go ahead and scroll and click what language applies. As you can see, you can select more than one language per box. When you're done, go ahead and click the next button. There are 2 questions. Yes, your child is homeless, or no, your child's not. Please select what applies. Once you're done, click the next button. This brings you to the student services. Go ahead and read the questions and answer to what applies regarding your student. Once you're done, go ahead and hit the next button. The language information tab again wants to ask what language is most often spoke at home. Select the menu and go ahead and select what is applicable, and then hit the next button. This information is about previous school. So as you can see, if it applies, go ahead and click into the boxes and fill out what is pertinent. When you're done, go ahead and hit the next button. Okay, so this is telling me that when I put in parent information, that I did not add the relationship. So anything in red, I'm just going to go and provide that information now. So the relationship, I'm going to put mother. And then I'm going to select that I'm a guardian and I would like to receive any communication via mailing, portal, or messenger. So I'm going to click them all. Now, the contact information here is saying if there was a case where the school needed to contact the child's guardian, who do you want us to call first or contact first? So in this case right now, you can see the number 1 is in relationship to Brad Pitt, the father. So I'm going to put Angeline to be the second contact. When I am done out that information, I'm going to hit next. I'm going to show you by going back into that tab. You can see all the red has disappeared because I've entered the correct information.
This is the legal tab, is where you would incorporate any court documents that you would find pertinent upon registering your student. If you had any important documents, you would click yes, and if you have a divorce, guardian ad litem papers, protection of abuse, or order of parental rights and responsibilities, if you click yes on those items, they will come to a link that you will need to upload the documents. You will need to take a picture of these and then upload them. If they do not apply to you, you would just go back, click no, and then next. Relationship for emergency contacts. Similar to what the parent status was, we would also incorporate the relationship of your emergency contact and the contact importance. So number 4 and number 5 I would call Anita Pettit before I call the aunt for Selena Gomez. Once that is completed, you will click next. Other household members, you will also want to put the importance of their relationship. So if they are a sibling or a cousin, a grandparent, you will want to click those relationships and next. Health services, emergency information. Inputting information in regards to the primary care provider is very important for your student, as inputting a PCP we are able to call their offices in regards to information such as medication plans or allergies. Health services for medical or mental health conditions. If your student has medical or mental health conditions, you will want to not click this button, and you will want to add condition. Here you'll want to identify with the red asterisk what condition your student has and comments or instructions. If they do not have a condition, you will want to remove that, click No Medical or Mental Health Conditions, and Next. For this Health Services tab, it involves medications. If you have a medication, you will want to input the information of how to administer. If you do not have medications that your student is taking, you want to remove and click No Medications. Our next question, do you give permission for your child to receive one or more over-the-counter medications if needed during school? If you click yes, you can incorporate in the box what medications you would like your child to be given during school time. Next question is contact parent prior to administering over-the-counter medications. Contact you if you chooses yes before giving your student medication. The next documentation you will want to upload is your immunizations. You will want to click Upload Immunizations and go to the photo you have taken and upload. Clicking Next.
This tab is going to ask you about other health questions. Go ahead and read the questions and fill out as appropriate. Examples we have here are, does your child wear glasses or contacts? In this case, my child does. I selected yes, and then I put what they wear, glasses versus contacts. My child has allergies. You can see I selected yes, and I just listed what kind of allergies they have. In this case, pollen. Once you're done with filling out this tab, go ahead and click Next. It's going to bring you to the Transportation tab, and this is going to be where you're going to put what your preference is of how your child is going to be coming to and from school each day. If you want your child to take the bus services, leave it on yes. If your child is going to be picked up in the same location in the morning and in the afternoon every day of the week, keep it on yes. If it's no, then it's going to ask you, see the red asterisk? It's going to ask you specifically what is your desired afternoon transportation plan. I'm going to keep it as yes, and now I'm going to fill out in the morning. This is the address that I want my child picked up, and this is the address for drop-off. It's also going to ask you if you have any medical or mental health conditions. So here, if I put yes or no, whatever applies to you. And then also if there is a daycare provider, go ahead and select yes. And then it's going to give you an opportunity to put the name of the daycare, address, and phone number. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and select no. When you're done with your transportation plans, you can move to the next tab. Media release agreement is saying, do you give consent for school or the district to use my child's photograph, voice, or names in various media, including social media, photographs, press release, and the web? If you're okay with having your child appear in any of these sites, go ahead and click yes. If you do not, go ahead and click no. The second release agreement is around field trips. This is giving permission for your child to participate in school or district-approved field trips. If you are in agreement, go ahead and click yes. If not, go ahead and click no. The Tooth Fairy is a program that we provide for free dental screening. If you would like to have your child join this, go ahead and click yes. If not, go ahead and click no. The emergency release address is, please select a drop-off location in case there is a school-wide emergency. If there is a school-wide emergency, where would you like to have your child dropped off? You can see over here in the drop-down, you can have your child follow the afternoon address that you have given us before, or if there's another location you would prefer.
The bottom of this link is the technology policy. As a parent, you would just squiggle your signature and also click on the red asterisk stating I agree to this policy. Save and continue. This tab will indicate that registering your student was successful and completed. And if you have other students you would like to register, you would click Add New Student. If not, you could click Save and Continue. This is stating that you are completed or you're registering your student online. If you would like to print your summary, you can click on Print Application Summary, and it will take you to all the information that you have filled out. If not, you would just click Submit and Confirm, and this will send it to our central office.
And that concludes the registration process for the Westbrook School Department. If you have any questions, please call either one of the numbers on your screen or our central office at 854-0800. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.
Have a great day.